What's up, guys? Welcome to Top 5 Niches of the Week, episode 150. Big episode 150. I've got 5 print-on-demand niches for you to target to increase your sales in the next month, let's say. And I've got some niches, as a reminder, if you missed yesterday's video, some niches for you not to sell. So we'll talk about that briefly. Let's get to it. Let's get started with an Amazon merch sales update. So in the last week, I made 338 sales. 269 came from the US market, generating $1,042 in profit. And from the international markets, I probably did another $150 or so in profit. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I post daily sales updates to my story. I'll link to it in the description. All right, let's take a look at the top 10 trending shirts on Amazon merch right now. So funny story about this top 10, actually. Quite a few of these I would recommend against selling. Actually, 6 of them out of the 10 I would recommend against selling. The Peep shirts, I do think you should steer clear of. The Daisy Jones and the 6, I don't actually know what that is. I Googled it. It said it was a book or something. I already passed that along to Podly to filter out because they have to manually maintain those filters. And the other ones are Taylor Swift related t-shirts. I did a video on this yesterday. I can link to it in the description in case you missed it, but that basically summarizes the video, is that there's a lot of Taylor Swift references trending right now. Apparently she just announced a tour, I think, and you want to steer clear, in my opinion, especially on Amazon merch, where the ramifications of them removing your design, if they deem it related to Taylor Swift, could be very drastic. You know, it could involve you losing your account. All right, niche number 1. Trans Day of Visibility is coming up. It's on the 31st of March, so there's still some time to squeeze in last second sales. This is probably one that maybe it's not as obvious as, you know, St. Patty's Day and then Easter, etc. But the BSRs, and that's the thing, the BSRs on the high end, they're not so high that they're creeping into like the top 10. So a lot of people may overlook them, right? We just looked at the top 10. We didn't see any of these shirts. But look at the average BSR of the top 10. It's about 250K, maybe a little bit higher, maybe like 280. But yeah, you can see there's like a color scheme and associated with this niche. And there's definitely a lot of sub niches. So definitely, you know, by March 31st. And that's the thing. Don't overlook that on the day of, you may sell some t-shirts too. Of course, the people that buy them won't get them in time to wear them for that day, but you can still make some sales on March 31st. Niche number 2 today is going to be Easter. Yes, it's a very broad niche, but there's going to be an absolute ton of sales taking place. Look at the BSRs. There's already a ton of sales taking place in this niche. I actually, while I was doing my private community live stream this week, I went to Google Trends and just looked at a lot of the bigger niches that are going to be trending in April, stacked against each other. And Easter is like 3 to 4 times on average bigger than any other trend in April of the big trends. So there's a lot of market share to go around. And if you can just carve out a small piece of that, whether it's in like one Easter shirt or a bunch of different Easter sub niches, that could represent quite a few sales. The way it typically goes is in these really competitive niches, if you have a listing that generates 1 sale, well, maybe it leads to 2. 2 can lead to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16, etc. You know, if it's performing well, you may have 1 listing. You may have to upload 100 to get that 1. But if you get that 1 winner, you can, I mean, sky's the limit, because we know that this is a big pie. You know what I mean? This is the biggest trend that we're facing in the next month. Unless something comes out of nowhere, right? Which hopefully doesn't happen. It's typically not great when it does. All right, niche number 3. Niche number 3. Before we get there, guys, check out my free print-on-demand mini course, my blueprint. All right, it's linked in the description. It's delivered via email over like 3 weeks. It is about as good as any free course you will ever take that basically shows you how I make 6-figure profits selling print on demand every single year. It outlines everything. And I've got a link to my print on demand Facebook group down in the description as well. I hope you take advantage of both of those. So niche number 3, how about Easter and the religious side, the Jesus side? Let's bring, you know, Jesus back into the Easter picture, not just chocolate bunnies, right? There's a lot of different sub niches associated with this. Some of them are kind of, you know, funnier, maybe appealing to a younger crowd with the YOLO, JK, be right back. Guess who's back again. I don't know if I would do that one because obviously it's Eminem lyrics. Well, maybe not as obvious, but Eminem, the really popular rapper, that's definitely lyrics from one of his songs that was trendy, you know, probably a decade ago. He is risen, he is risen, he is risen. A lot can happen in 3 days. He is risen, he is risen. So you can definitely tell that the predominant niche, the primary one within is the he is risen niche. sub niche, I should say. And it looks like, in case you're tracking this for future reference, that around late February is when you'll start to see more interest in the Easter and Jesus side of things, in terms of like increased sales. This one really started making, more sales right at the end of February, I'd say. Also, Podly gives you additional words to target, keywords based on the high performing listings. If you just go to the advanced view, that's what I tend to show you here every now and then, after suggesting the niche. Also, if you guys want to target the kind of religious aspect of Easter, which I think you shouldn't overlook it, Awkward Styles and their new message card jewelry has a few pieces that are like low-hanging fruit, easy. Like you could literally take your t-shirt design, slap maybe a couple little edits here and there, slap it on a message card jewelry, and sell it on, a cross bracelet or a cross necklace. Get as much coverage as you can with your products. And I'll link to Awkward Styles in the description as well. You can start a free account, and then if you use code Ryan Hogue, you get 2 months of free, 2 months of pro for free, so you get the best fulfillment prices. All right, niche number 4. We just did number 3. Niche number 4 is going to be autism awareness. We know the first week of April is when you're going to see the highest demand, just based off Google Trends, which is a nice little insight there. There's definitely a color scheme associated with autism awareness. There's even actually another sub niche within autism awareness that I found, and I'm going to share that with you in just a second. In niche number 5. So we know autism awareness the whole month of April, but specifically that first week, you're going to see the biggest demand. Well, how about some other keywords associated with the autism awareness parent niche? But Amazon treats each query, each set of keywords differently. I mean, there is some kind of bleeding into each other. Like the algorithm gets trained that like certain keywords are associated with each other. But within autism awareness, like umbrella, there's spectrum as a word, right? So you look up like spectrum t-shirts, or you look up neurodiversity t-shirts, and you get different sub niches with different potential, different design styles, maybe even different color schemes. Check out this one, autism acceptance. All right, it's got its own symbol associated with it. There was multiple of these red shirts, so I guess it's like a red shirt thing. I don't know. I mean, who knows how many sales these opportunities can yield. It's tough to be an expert in every single niche. Like I don't think anybody is. But just by doing some research in an app like Podly, which really makes life easier, you can find these, sub niches that can generate some sales. Clearly, this is doing pretty well. In terms of BSR there, it's got a BSR of about, what does that say? Like 250,000. It's kind of hovering between 300K and 200K. So that's regular sales. That's a sale every day, if not every day, maybe every other day. Emerging trends. This is a function within Podly that looks at average BSR over the last 30 days and then looks at current BSR and just looks at the current BSR as a function, as a percentage of the average, and says, wow, this is really outperforming its average BSR. Perhaps this is indicative of a coming trend. And you'll notice there's quite a few like Easter shirts. There's some kind of funny shirts. But the peep shirts I really recommend against. Some Taylor Swift related stuff that I think we should steer clear of. The Jesus related Easter shirts, and some autism awareness, and then one that says karma is a cat purring in my lap, I think. So who knows if that's a niche of its own too that you might want to look into. All right, looking ahead, if you want to sell shirts and print on demand products in general related to kind of random holidays, April 25th, so they're at least a month out. April 25th, National DNA Day. April 26th, Administrative Professionals Day. Which, by the way, like my first job out of college, like that was one that they did take pretty seriously. You know what I mean? They celebrated the administrative professionals, the secretaries, etc. So that might be one where you can make some sales. Even KDP too, you might be able to make some sales in that one. That would make a lot of sense, like selling some journals, notebooks, whatever, calendars. April 27th, Take Your Daughter to Work Day. And you could sell like pairs, one for the daughter, one for the parent. April 28th, Arbor Day. And April 29th, Greenery Day. All right, the archive, another function within Podly. It lets us look back at a period of time at the trending designs at that time. When we look back 11 months ago, it was actually pretty widely dispersed here in terms of what was selling. But, just a reminder, 11 months ago means it's not the end of March, it's the end of April, which would imply we're going into early May. So we see like a Cinco de Mayo shirt, as well as just a lot of, kind of general shirts. If I hide myself really quickly, there's a Mother's Day shirt here. Actually, there's a couple mom related shirts in here. So yeah, of course, Mother's Day in May as well. Don't overlook that. It is going to be here before we know it, so it's never too early to get started. All right, remove designs. These are designs that were removed in the last 2 weeks. In Podly, we can filter that. So I set it to only show products that were removed in the last 2 weeks. We've got some autism, we got some Easter. I wish we could see why they were removed. Unfortunately, we don't really know. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Quick reminder, my full print on demand course is linked in the description. It is the exact step-by-step tutorial that's updated for 2023, by the way, of how to replicate my exact print on demand business that makes me 6-figure profits every single year. The best part about it is at the end, I show you how to automate everything, which is why I'm able to run a YouTube channel where I do daily content without sacrificing my print on demand profits. Not many people can say that. I can say that. If you want to learn my process, and it starts for beginners, then it gets you to intermediate. And then at the end, it says, hey, automation at the end, not at the beginning. You can learn. The link is in the description. I hope you guys will check it out. Also, my private community, I go live multiple times a week. If you want to work with me directly, right? It's not a huge community, right? That's why you pay to get in. We actually have some great sessions. They're all recorded, by the way, so you can actually join and look back at like the previous 6 months of our sessions. That's linked in the description as well. Guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I will see you tomorrow with a new video.